this is a pretty dope ass side project. Hi people, and hello my Chili Con Carnage crew, it's Chili here from Live Listen Erase, and on this episode of 5 Minute Reviews, we're going to go over Sovereign Eagle's newest album, Sovereign Eagle. This band could certainly be defined as a supergroup, but I don't want to place that negative pressure on you before this review because, you know, supergroup is a negative connotation. Many of them have failed to live up to the hype, and instead you tend to get a band with a bloated idea writing half-assed songs. Occasionally you get some real gems in the rough, like with Cream, Them Crooked Vultures, Audio Slave, or Velvet Revolver, but then the hype dies down pretty quickly after the album and tour is done. With this deflated introduction out of the way, I would like to introduce you to the following band named Sovereign Eagle, a band made up of drummer Jess Margera of CKY, bassist Scott Reeder from Kyuss and Fireball Ministry, and finally guitarist Chris Wehy, who is currently the touring bass player for CKY and ex-bass player for A Life Once Lost. So these are the core members of the band that call themselves Sovereign Eagle, a name very fitting to their sound. It's like they're calling themselves the kings of American rock, and while a tall order, they do it quite well. This album is 7 tracks of no-nonsense rock with 1 cover song. Their sound reminds me of a bit of Ted Nugent meets Kyuss meets Clutch. Simple and effective rock and roll with a few guest appearances over a 30-minute runtime, and that is a perfect runtime here. The album is very streamlined from start to finish, with the opener Cosmic Church sounding spacious and large in sound, with big riffs leaving a very Soundgarden feel to it. And the track might be a sludgier piece, but is quite a good opener. Set You Free is the next song, and one of the singles from the album that is more akin to the aforementioned band Clutch. It also features musicians with no bios, but I read somewhere that the singer on this track is Nate Bergman, and to be honest I don't really know this singer either, but it kinda sounds like him. Not sure why they didn't include him in song credits, but my guess might be something to do with record label legalities. Regardless, this tune will no doubtly have you grooving with its hooks. It even has a horn section, which is pretty cool and unexpected. Caution to the Wind and No Time to Rest are both nice pieces, with Caution having a pretty sweet change of pace halfway in before returning to the style with a solo to see us out, and No Time is just a good and simple hard rock sound. Now, fans of the show or of that Pennsylvania hard rock scene will know another band called 96 Bitter Beans released a new album, which I covered on a different episode of 5 Minute Reviews, and the band was formed by former CKY guitarist Deron Miller. So this makes 2 albums by CKY members in 1 week, and if you are expecting some kind of Ice Cube versus Eazy-E level of feuding, then you would be sadly let down. Although the thought of CKY doing a guitar cover of Jewel of the Fates in their style as CKY faces off with 96 Bitter Beans in a guitar battle does sound rather tempting.
Our long-awaited meeting has come at last.
The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master.
Only a master of evil, God.
Your powers are weak, old man.
Whew. Man, that took a bit of editing, so I hope at least 3 people watched it for this far into the episode. I only bring this up as some kind of musical irony because Sovereign Eagle are far removed from that CKY sound. They aren't just some carbon copy of their band, but trying out different styles under a different banner, and I appreciate this. So back to the album and the title track of the band, which I thought for sure was a cover of a Ted Nugent song. It just oozes that dirty 70s rock style, and it's just great. Just super impressive rock riffs, rhythm, drumming, and solos. It's a flamboyant song, but a great track. There's a lot of great songs here on offer with no real dull moments. It's an album that is very hard to fault, actually. I particularly love the closer track, There's No Way Out of Here, which upon first playthrough made me stop for a moment and think, hang on, I know this track from somewhere. The song's lyrics are very auspicious of the times we are currently living through, and the song itself talks about once you are in, you're here for good, and how there are no boundaries or no answers. This song is a cover of a David Gilmour track from his first solo album, and guitarist Chris Wehy gives it a solid crack. I mean, there's only one David Gilmour, but this is a great effort. Also, this song by David Gilmour is itself a cover, as the original band to do it was Unicorn, and it was originally just called No Way Out of Here. And despite hearing this song for multiple times over the years, I only just learnt that as of writing this episode, so, you know. It's a somber closer track, but it's a great way to finish off this album. Overall, I would rate this album 4 million chilies on the spicy scale, with my favourite songs being Set You Free, Sovereign Eagle, and There's No Way Out of Here. I feel I cheapened the band by selecting their cover, so I'll also add the song Caution to the Wind as a proxy. Given this album and synergy restored by 96 Bitter Beans, I find myself more drawn to Sovereign Eagle, maybe because it's more my style, but also I feel because it's a better album too. It looks like this album is flying under the radar a bit, again pun intended, but I recommend that if you have a spare 30 minutes to try this album out. It's a solid album overall. So thank you for tuning in to this episode of 5 Minute Reviews. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also like the video, and as always, stay spicy. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Live Listen Erased. And if you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you share it with all your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to our Chili Con Carnage crew so you can get notified for all the future videos that we put out, as we put out videos every Friday. Also, we are on Discord, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter over at Live Listen Erased, so make sure to tune in over there. And don't forget to like this video so that our manager can stay very happy.